Broad Street Sports, the best Philly sports podcast.
Well, it's officially Philly Spring Training Eve, and I can't believe that we're already here. And I don't think my mental health can actually believe that we're already here, due to the fact that I'm not recovered from when the Phillies got pantsed and spanked by the Mets in the first round of the playoffs, and also the way that they went about their business during the offseason, the way they handled the Bohm situation, and the way that they said that they want to run this thing back, the same coaching staff, the same exact roster, no changes, and they thought that Max Kepler is going to be some all-star and a real difference maker to this team. You gotta be crazy. And the way that they allowed all their legitimate bullpen arms that were free agents to just walk. And not only did they let them walk, they got absolutely nothing in return. They got Jordan Romano, whose arm is dangling. I mean, come on. The way that they went about this team during the offseason makes me disappointed, and it makes me think that they have absolutely no heart. They could care less, and it seems like from all these interviews and the way that everything's going down there in Clearwater and the way they're taking about their business down there in Clearwater, it seems like they have absolutely no urgency to win. It seems like they have no care in the world to win. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how I feel. And to not say that not to say that I'm not excited about this baseball team and not excited about baseball season. I'm ecstatic. I'm fired up. I'm ready for Phillies baseball due to the fact, not only because I'm a baseball guy and I love the Phillies, and the Phillies are my favorite team out of the four major Philly teams, but because of the fact that the Phillies, Phillies baseball means 80-degree weather, sunshine, you're at the beach, you're down the shore. That's what it is. That's what makes me happy when it comes to Phillies baseball, other than the fact that they win and, that they're a good baseball team. But I mean, it's just disappointing the way that they went about their business. And yeah, so there's some topics that have gotten to be discussed, that has to be discussed when it comes to the start of spring training. And I have four different topics for you. Number one, the topic of Kyle Schwarber being moved out of the leadoff spot, the Nick Castellanos interviewed comments, the Kevin Long comments about changing the team's batting approach, which we're obviously going to get into. And also this JT Realmuto playing left field. They're using Mundo Sosa in center. It seems like they have no idea what they're doing. It's all jokes. It literally feels like this entire team is just joke. It's just a big old joke down there in Clearwater right now, which we will be getting into. And for that Nick Castellanos one, I'm going to play his interview. So we're going to start here. I am all in favor of the Phillies moving Kyle Schwarber down in the lineup out of the leadoff spot. And that is no shade at Kyle Schwarber, because he is a great leadoff hitter. He did his job. So it's nothing wrong with him. I actually throw the blame on the guys behind him in the lineup for not doing their job, which now forces him to be moved out of the lineup and go behind Harper, go behind Bohm, go behind Castellanos potentially, because those guys are going to get on base and then hopefully get on base. Right? I mean, hopefully. And then that also allows Schwarber to drive more runs in and be a real difference maker when it comes to his bat. Because he did a great job at leadoff spot, great power bat, great getting on base last year, great RBI man. But it doesn't mean anything when there's nobody on base and there's nobody behind him that's going to drive him in. So I am all in favor of moving him out of the leadoff spot and putting him back more in the lineup, and hope that Turner, Harper, Bohm, Castellanos can all get on base and put Schwarber in a position to drive them in and be a real difference maker that we already know that Kyle Schwarber is. So, I mean, I am already fully in favor of this Kyle Schwarber going into the moving down to like 4 or 5, maybe 3 in the lineup, right? He's going to stay at that 3, 4, 5. I think the lineup that they put out and that is most likely and that makes the most sense is Turner, Harper, Bohm, Schwarber, Castellanos, right? Like, over the past couple years, this Phillies team has been so top and loaded. Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Bohm, Castellanos, and then I guess you can throw Stott in there for the most part. And then, but you saw a drop off out of the first 6 hitters of the lineup. The 7, 8, 9, it's a disaster. Marsh, Rojas, JT, these guys can't hit. They can't hit. So if you're able to move Schwarber down in the lineup that tries to even out, that tries to put this team in the best possible spot when it comes to it. Now, I got to talk about what my main man Kevin Long said. So, Kevin Long says that he's got to work with the guys to get their approach at the plate better. Well, no shit, Kevin. What was your first idea? What was your first clue? Let me just restate this for all the people that may not believe what I just said. Kevin Long says that he's got to work with all the guys in the lineup to try and fix their approach to plate. Well, no shit, Kevin. What was your first clue that the guys are clueless up there at the plate? They're swinging at pitches outside the zone, and you have to do your job and give them the right information, help them change their approach, help them hit the ball to all sides of the field. What was your first clue? The fact that Nick Castellanos is swinging at pitches in the lefty batter's box? Same thing with Turner? Or maybe the fact that Johan Rojas literally swings at every high fastball that he gets? It took Kevin Long about 2 years and 2 playoff bounces to figure out that this team is not as good at the plate as they can be. Finally, he's going to go out. Finally, he's going to do his job and get this team in the right mentality, get this team where they need to be. And, damn, man, I am all in favor of that, man. All in favor. I really am, because this team has continued all around, all the time, just they just swing at pitches all over the place, man. They just don't have any plate discipline. They have none. They have none, man. So, I am all in favor of that. I really, really am. So, yeah, man. Kevin Long finally is going to do his job, finally going to think things through, finally going to talk about some things, get this team hopefully in the right mindset at the plate. The next thing that I need to get to is this Nick Castellanos comment. So, Nick Castellanos was interviewed by NBC Sports Philadelphia during spring train down there in Clearwater. I think this was like Monday or Tuesday. He was getting filmed and interviewed down there in Clearwater. So yeah, I will be playing that clip for all of you guys right now. Let's take a listen.
Gives you confidence that this lineup can go deep into October.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna go deep in October. I don't know any of that. All I know is that we need to stay healthy and prepare in spring training and get ready for the season. That's so far down the road. But I do think that we have less pressure as a team this year. Especially with everything the media said about us when we lost last year, and we didn't really go out and make any crazy changes. So if we lose, you guys look smart, which is dope, right? But then if we win, it's like a happy surprise. So it's kind of a freeing place to play baseball. You know what I mean?
I guess.
For sure.
Because you said you don't know if you can go deep, but why do you think you're good enough to go deep? How about that? Your lineup.
We'll find out if we are or we're not.
Do you think you're good enough?
Sure.
Why?
I think we have a chance.
Just because of the talent? Or?
We have a good team.
Give me a damn break, will you? Oh, come on, man. Let me just ask you guys this, man. Let me just ask all of you this. Is this Phillies team not under pressure? Is this Phillies team not in a win mode now? The correct answer is yes, they are. Well, why is it so hard that Nick Castellanos can't believe that? Why? That's the only thing that pissed me off about it. Not the fact. The fact that he said, "I don't know if we're going to make the playoffs." Whatever. Who cares? Whatever. You may not. I don't know. Right? Stranger things have happened. But Why do you say that there's no pressure for this baseball team? How can you say there is no pressure for this baseball team? Let me just answer that for you real quick. Nick Castellanos says there's no pressure for this baseball team to win. How can he possibly say with a straight face that this team has no pressure to win when they get bounced earlier and earlier every single playoff run they go on? They swing at pitches outside the plate. They look like they have no mentality. They look like they have no urgency to win. They look like they could care less. They ran the same team back, the same coaching staff back. Actually, they got worse in the bullpen, which was a terrible spot for them during the playoff series versus the Mets. So to say that there's no pressure, your team's getting older. Your team's starting to run out of time. Your core guys are getting older. They're running out of their steam. How can you possibly say that there is no pressure? The entire city is looking at you guys to win. The entire city is saying, hey, this may be the Phillies' time to win. To say no pressure, if that's the way that this team is thinking about this will be a long season for this baseball team. If that's what their mentality is in that locker room, in that clubhouse, we have a long season ahead of us, man. A long season. So now let me just get into my last topic here before I wrap this bad boy up. And that is this weird vibe that is around this Phillies baseball team right now. And that starts with what they are doing out there in Clearwater. Have you seen these videos that they got? Have you seen what they're doing out there? Let me just break this down for you. This Phillies team is doing some weird things that I have not seen in a while. And that starts with JT Realmuto playing left field. Really? Well, let me just rephrase that. There's some weird vibes going down there in Clearwater at the Phillies spring training. I mean, they got JT Realmuto taking fly balls in left field and Mundo Sosa playing center field. And I love him, Mundo Sosa. He's one of the better utility men in the game. I love him. I think he does a great job. But having him take the majority of his practice at center field is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And let me just say, if this Phillies team actually goes out there and really thinks that putting JT Realmuto in left field is a good idea, let's not forget that Garrett Stubbs is our backup catcher. And that means Garrett Stubbs is going to get legitimate at-bats. Garrett Stubbs is going to take legitimate... he's going to be playing in games. And Garrett Stubbs stinks. Garrett Stubbs stinks. There's bad vibes going on down there. It seems like it's a friggin' circus. It seems like it is a friggin' circus. Every time I look at it, man. Every time I think that this team can't get any dumber, can't get any, they can't do anything right, it feels like. JT Realmuto, left field, and Mundo Sosa, center field. Give me a break, man. These guys, man. So, those are some of my Phillies spring training, early spring training updates that I had to give you guys. So, I mean, I know that by the title of this, are you excited about the game? Are you excited about this team moving forward? I would say I'm excited for the Phillies, but I'm also quite disappointed. And I gave you some reasons. I gave you some updates. But yeah, man, Phillies will play tomorrow. So one last update I do have is, but when I am filming this on Twitter, I saw that Taijuan Walker pitched today in live ABs, and he looked really, really good. He had 5 straight strikeouts, I heard. So that is good news out of him. I don't think he's very good either way, but we're going to find out when it comes to that. Also, the Phillies play Saturday and Sunday this week, and then they start playing their spring training games, and the hunt for Red October is upon us. Thank you all for tuning into the podcast. I really do love and appreciate every single one of you. I hope you guys have a great day and a good night. Thank you. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe. Have a good one.